Good afternoon, everybody. This is Keith Whitman alongside Christian Blevins. How you doing, Sonny?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good deal, man. Glad to have you with us today. We are here at Bulldog Stadium for today's matchup between the Jacksonville Indians and your Chapel Hill Bulldogs. We're glad that you're with us today. We're shortly, about 10 minutes there, Christian, from game time?
Yeah, it's 8 minutes actually.
Yeah, about 8 minutes. We're almost getting started. Things getting going. We just had the school songs by the band, so we're not that far off. So we're glad that you're with us. We're gonna come back as the teams take the field here shortly, and we'll have the game for you. So once again, glad that you're here on NetSN with us. We'll be right back from Bulldog Stadium. Don't go away. Test your. Is that loud still? Can you hear? Okay. Try it now. Is that still loud?
No.
Huh?
No.
Okay, good. All right. So I think we'll be good. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Got to be a little loud to be heard, but other than that, I think we'll be good. So, still good. All right, we'll turn that off. And we are back here at Bulldog Stadium on the campus of Chapel Hill High School for tonight's matchup. It's a 4A Region 3 district matchup between the Jacksonville Indians and the Chapel Hill Bulldogs. Chapel Hill number 1 in the state and undefeated so far as the season goes. Jacksonville, not so much. They've had a rough season. They are 0-6, 0-2 in district so far. And right now, we have the captains coming out. Captains for the Bulldogs, number 88, Jason Cummings. Number 13, Connor Griffin. Number 11 is Braylon Dean. And number 10 is Quentin Greenlee. We'll get you those Jacksonville captains here in just a minute. Christian Blevins is with me to my left today, and glad that he's with us. And we'll get with Christian in just a second. I believe the toss is already done. Now, of course, tosses usually are done before the game, but this is just pomp and circumstance and ceremony. And let's see what the referee is going to say.
Chapel Hill's won the toss. Elected to defer. Championship will receive.
So the Bulldogs are going to, they won the toss. They're going to defer, Christian. And that's something usually defensive teams do. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I mean, Chapel Hill, they're a good defensive team, and they've been that all year. And they like to start off with defense most of the time. But, I mean, they like to do what they normally do, get the ball back and let their offense do what they do.
They do. They like to get in there and get that turnover if they can, but they also like to have the ball at halftime just to see what happens. So we'll hopefully be able to see what they can do on the defensive side of the ball and kind of turn things around. So we'll see what happens. And looks like deep for the Indians is going to be number 3, Jermaine Taylor, and he's going to be back deep. Kicking for the Bulldogs, of course, is number 32, Aiden Campos. So it's about game time. They're getting ready to kick things off here at Bulldog Stadium as the fans are still pouring in on the home side and on the visitor side, surprisingly, but that's good for Jacksonville fans. We're excited to see that. There's the kick, and here we go. And Taylor has it. Runs up the middle, breaks a few tackles, and he breaks it off. And he's past midfield into the 45, off out of bounds at around the 42-yard line in Bulldog territory. So a good start by the Jacksonville Indians.
Yeah, that was a good run by Taylor.
Taylor does a good job getting into that wedge. You don't see a wedge too often during football seasons. When I was playing, the wedge was a big thing on a kickoff return. Yeah. You don't see that, but they did a good job on that. So here comes the Indian offense, and we'll see what they can pull off first down and 10 from the Bulldog 42-yard line. As number 16, the quarterback Brady McCowan. I know that name sounds familiar.
Yes, it does.
And he'll hand off to number 14, Didier Morris. Gains of about 2. Actually, 1 yard, they'll mark it. So it's going to be second down and 9.
That was a great tackle.
And it was that Kendall Allen. I believe Kendall Allen was in there on the tackle.
It was Kendall Allen.
So good job by Allen.
He's one of those guys that can, just beat the tackles off the edge, get to the quarterback or the running back fast enough,
He's really kind of everywhere, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Second down and 9. McCowan back. And penalty flag on the play, and they're going to stop it, which usually means it's going to be a false start. And that feedback was not us, but that's going to be a false start on Jacksonville, so that'll back them up. So that second down and 9 is going to be a second down and 14. So McCowan is in the shotgun position. So and another flag on the play, and another false start looks like possibly.
The one thing you can't do against the number 1 team like Chapel Hill, you can't get nervous.
No, you can't, and you are correct.
And that's pretty much what they're doing.
Well, they're shooting themselves in the foot too early.
Yep.
They're going to back it up again. Another 5 yards, so 2nd and 9 goes to 2nd and long. And the clock keeps running. And McCowan looking to the sideline, trying to get some play calls there. He's in the backfield with Maris. 3-step drop, throws to the outside to Maris, but he's quickly hit.
Oh, wow, that was a great tackle.
Good job. He was closed on quickly by, I believe that was number 12, Trevor Brooks. Oh, that's a shocker. Trevor Brooks somewhere to make the stop.
He's one of the best outside linebackers in the state, not just in 4A, but 1 through 6A overall.
And you played with Trevor Brooks.
I did.
So Christian, a former Bulldog, so he's played with him and all of these guys on the team. So he knows their strengths over there. So it's going to be 3rd and long, and McCowan and the Indians going to try to pull something off here in a blitz coming in. And going to be a penalty. I was wondering if that was going to happen because I believe Brooks got there. Either it was Brooks or Johnson got there a little early. Waiting on the call, so we'll go down to the field and see what the referee has to say. I do know whoever was on the coverage was a little bit too quick on the hit. Intended receiver.
Yeah, and like you said, it may have been Brooks or Blaylock who was there early.
Yeah.
And it's going to be first down.
Yeah, Elijah Whitaker was the intended receiver, and I think he called that on number 15, Blaylock.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an automatic first down. So what was looking to be a quick 4 and out, well, 6 and out basically with all the penalties, but 4 and out ended up being a first down. And McCowan and the Indians have it back in Bulldog territory, 1st down and 10. Ball set on the 38-yard line.
Home crowd is loud.
Little rumble. Marius on the run up the middle, and about all of the defensive line of the Bulldogs was there to make the stop. Only a yard, maybe 2 on the game. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And although Jacksonville doesn't have a win on their record, they have been pretty persistent with running the ball with their 2 running backs, and McCowan can run too.
And they really have. And Christian, you and I were talking before the game. This is a fairly large front offensive line for Jacksonville. So, you know, despite what their record says, they are a pretty large team and not anything to shake a stick at. There's a handoff to number 26, Rendarius Searles. And a good gain by Searles on that one.
And the one thing, if I'm Chapel Hill, I'm looking for McCowan to throw. He has a really great arm. We saw that last year when Chapel Hill went to Jacksonville.
Not only that, but you mentioned just a minute ago he can run, so probably a good play action player as well. And he's got Maris next to him.
Oh,
and a snap goes high, and good job on McCowan to just jump on the ball.
And that was not smart. I don't think McCowan was ready for it.
I don't think he was. I think it was a snap count that was going to be longer. But Trevor Brooks was there quicker than McCowan, almost as quick as McCowan was to get back to that ball. So that's going to bring up a 4th down, and obviously the punt team is going to head out for the Indians.
Unless something crazy happened, here comes this vaunted Chapel Hill offense.
And Javen Mayfield back deep for the Bulldogs, standing at about the 10-yard line. There's the snap, and another high snap, but a good job to get that one off. But everybody, all the Bulldogs are clearing out, and that's going to be downed at about the 23 or 24-yard line And actually, they're going to mark it to the 25, so that's where the Bulldogs will have it for their first offensive run here. And they'll take it 1st and 10 from the 25, so not a good look for the start on the Indians' offense, Christian, to come out there and really kick themselves in the foot with some penalties and then have that bad snap.
It wasn't a good drive. And the one thing for this Chapel offense, the one guy to look out for is the big 6'6" lineman, Dylan Drummond, who committed to UNLV earlier this week.
And right now we have a penalty already, and the Bulldogs hadn't even started.
Man.
So we talked about Jacksonville getting a little nervous and kicking themselves. Well, the Bulldogs hadn't even started, and they kicked themselves already.
Yeah,
so we're going to try this again. So Brisbane in the backfield. Stewart next to him. Actually, that was not Stewart. I apologize. Oh, yeah, it was Stewart. I apologize. It looked like number 9.
It looks like number 21 punched the ball out of bounds.
He's that Gaskin
that
excuse me, Gaskin number 21 for the Indians. Took him out of bounds, so it's going to be 2nd down. And about 7. Hand off to Stewart. Stewart up the middle. And bounces around like he usually does and gains the yardage for the 1st down. So that's a 1st down for the Bulldogs.
Boy.
So you go from 1st and 15 and run 2 plays and get in on a 1st down.
First down. And that's what Ricky Stewart can do for you, man. I played with him for 2 years, and that's the thing that he can do for you, and he is about as good as a running back that you can have.
He really is. A pass out to the outside to number 6.
That's Johnson.
Yeah, we have that down as Dylan Johnson, and another 1st down for the Bulldogs in this hurry-up offense, and that's something that's this year that's happening. And I'll tell you, Christian, and I know you've noticed, but the difference from this year and last year, and I've said this before, is the spreading of the offense and the way that Brisbane just moves the ball to different receivers. It's not just focused on one player.
Yeah, here's Ricky Stewart.
Ricky Stewart again. He gets tripped up by, I believe, by his own man. Actually, no, but 75 of the Indians comes in there, Jordan Dorsey, and does a good job of getting a hand out. So no gain. In fact, a loss of 1.
2nd and 11.
So he's 2nd down and 11.
If Jacksonville wants to win this game, they're going to have to put pressure on Brisbane.
Yeah, they got to. A good pass to the outside. And that's Cameron Kelly.
That's the one thing that Brisbane's been able to do, just being able to throw the ball, and he's gotten better at it. And especially from last year, he's mostly what everybody says is a running quarterback, but he can throw too. He can hurt you through the air with the weapons that he has.
And a pull, and it's going to be a quarterback sneak by Brisbane. That was a planned play, actually. And it was more of an option look, but he only gets about a yard on the play. And a good read by Jacksonville. And who is that on the defense, you said?
That was Nehemiah Boyd.
So a good job by Jacksonville to keep Brisbane from getting out in the open, because there was only one man to beat, and it was all green pasture. Brisbane back. There's the pass deep. It's got a wide open receiver in the end zone through the hands.
Oh, man. Mayfield had it.
Javen Mayfield was open, and it was a great pass, but maybe just a tad in front of him and went through the hands. So that'll bring a 3rd down and 9 for the Bulldogs on the 39-yard line of Jacksonville.
And he just ran a good post route to the end zone.
He really did, and he had two backs on him that were chasing him. 3rd down, Brisbane back. He pulls it in, kind of runs lateral, and trying to look for an open receiver, and got a little bit of.
And that should have been a flag.
That should have been a flag on that one. I was waiting to see where the referee was, but nothing came of it. So that'll bring up 4th down, and it's going to see what Reardon, after he quits yelling at the referee.
He's not happy.
And he is not happy because it looked like the cornerback was asking the receiver out on a date and hugging up on him like that one. So that'll bring a 4th down and 9, and the Bulldogs are going to go for it. And that's normal. That's something that Reardon's going to do. Oh, no, they do punt. I apologize.
Oh, man.
They're going to do a little pooch punt there and get the Indians down on the 19. So the Indians will take it. It's going to be 1st down. And 10, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. You're watching NetSN from Bulldog Stadium. Don't go anywhere. Just the back and forth, just wait till stop and then excuse me, and we are back as the Bulldogs will have it. No score yet here at Bulldog Stadium. Excuse me, the Indians will have it. 5 minutes and 55 seconds left in the first quarter. McCowan back and a little movement on the front line, and I think that's going to be another false start on the Indians. Let's hear what the referee has to say. I believe that's going to be Pipek, and he does make the call. He doesn't do it on the microphone.
And just the start of these drives, man, you know, they can't get nervous against a team like Chapel Hill. You know,
gets a little bit on there. McCowan with the handoff to Morris up the middle, and he hits a brick wall, looked like. Gain of about 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down, and I believe it's going to be about 13.
And the one thing that Chapel has to do, they have to stuff the middle. They have to stuff the A gap and B gap. That's one of the things that they struggled with last week against Palestine, even though that's always the majority of a tough game all the time.
McCowan back. About a 4-step drop. Steps in. Good throw to the outside. Has a receiver open.
Got him.
And he makes the catch down to the 20, 15, 10, 5. End zone. Touchdown. Jermaine Taylor. And the Indians are in the end zone first.
Jermaine Taylor had a unbelievable go route.
That is a fantastic play. McCowan put it right in the breadbasket.
Taylor.
And you couldn't do it any better than that.
I mean, he is probably, from what I hear, he's probably the fastest receiver on their team. And, you know, the ball gets in his hands. Really, the only thing you can do is try to stop him.
So Nunez setting up for the point-after attempt. And it's a fumbled snap. So they're going to run and get the 2 points, and it's in.
He got it. Oh, that was not a smart play.
And so a fumble snap gives way to 2 points, and now a 7-point lead turns into, or a potential 7-point lead, turns into an 8-point lead. And the Jacksonville Indians, with 5 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first quarter, lead the Chapel Hill Bulldogs 8-0. We'll be right back from Bulldog Stadium. Don't go anywhere. So after a rough start, the Indians get out there and get a good pass. And what was that, about a 78-yard touchdown pass, Christian, I believe?
Yes, that was probably a 78-yard touchdown on pooch kick.
So there's a pooch kick out, and I believe that's going to be Greenlee. And Greenlee, he's got some room over past midfield, takes about 2 Bulldogs to get him down, and does a good job.
It was a good kick return. You know, Greenlee's one of the most faster guys on the team too, and you know he plays running back as well. He's the backup behind Ricky Stewart, so you know he learns a lot.
He has that ability to that breakaway speed, if he gets out into the out.
Yeah.
Not to quote a movie there, but
You should see him on the track.
he is dangerous.
You should see him on the track. He is really explosive.
It's going to be first and 10 for the Bulldogs in Indian territory. Hand off to Stewart up the middle. And he finds a hole. He breaks to the outside, but he's brought down as Jaden Boyd kind of catches him from behind, which isn't normally a statement that you make when it comes to Ricky Stewart.
It's not. I mean, this guy can literally get out in open space, and he will make it look like a track meet out there.
You know, he kind of stutter-stepped going into that pile there, so that may have had something. Hand off to Stewart again. This time he does it. He finds a hole. He breaks to the outside. A good block by Mayfield, I believe, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
It's coming back.
And I believe we have a flag on the play. Cameron Kelly, I said Mayfield, but I believe it was Cameron Kelly that made that block, and they may call it a block in the back. We do have an injured player on the field, and so while they're dealing with that, we're going to take a timeout, an injury timeout, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And that was Jaden Boyd for the Indians that was shaken up, and he's walking off on his own power. You'd like to see that. And Cameron Kelly was charged with a holding penalty on that last play. So the touchdown's going to come back. It's going to be first down and 10 from the Indian 34-yard line. So the Bulldogs going to try it again as Brisbane back. Stewart to his left. Hand off to Stewart up the middle. And runs into his old man, but he bounces off. He's out to the outside. I'm sorry, that's not Stewart. That's Jabin Cook. And I don't see a flag. And touchdown, Bulldogs.
That was a great run by Cook. And if you just watched it, I mean, he got out in space really, really fast.
And that's another one of those things that, like I said earlier, there's a lot of threats that the Bulldogs have this year. And the kick is up, and it is good by Campos. So the Bulldogs down by 1.
And I'll tell you what, J-Bo Cook is one of them. He is one of those big threats on this team. They have 2 other running backs that are good threats on this team that we may see tonight. So it was a good run, you know, to see those guys get out in space like that. It's really, really fun to watch.
Well, and the one thing that I've seen about the Bulldogs this year is they haven't, and they have in the past, and of course you were on those teams, but is when they get kicked like that, they get a touchdown and the penalty comes, they kind of get down on themselves just a tad and they get a little upset. They allow it to affect. But they're not doing that this year.
Yeah.
This year they're shaking it off, and they come back and they score a touchdown like that, or they make a big gain. And they've done that this year. And Coach Reardon and the coaching staff has done a great job of mentally preparing and not just physically preparing this team to do what they're doing. And they just look a lot crisper. They look a lot different this year than they have in the past. Not that the past teams were bad, and I know not that you're one of those players. But what I'm saying is it's a different dynamic than it has been in the past, and it's interesting to watch.
And you know what, I was one of those guys who were really upset all the
Yeah.
time. When stuff
Oh,
happened.
trust me. I mean, I played. Trust me, I know. And that kick got dropped, but it's going to be a backwards, kind of went a little backwards there as Brendan Richards tried to make something out of nothing after he dropped the initial catch.
They're just trying to get out to the edge. Just not enough speed.
No, and that's another thing is the Bulldogs are a lot faster than they look, to be honest with you. So it's going to be first down and 10 from the, I believe, 22-yard line is where they're going to spot it.
And I will say this, the developing speed of their special teams, their offense, their defense, that all starts in offseason. Coach Reardon has done a great job, getting these guys on the track and, getting these guys on the field running their 40 times.
It's going to be first and 10. McCown with the handoff. It's going to be up the middle. And a good push by the offensive line. And about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Bulldogs in that pile there. So hard to tell you which one.
It took a lot to bring them down.
It did. And I do know that number, I believe it was 65, Thurkill, was at the bottom of it. So he was probably in there on the initial contact. But that's going to be second down and around 5 for the Bulldogs.
If I was Chapel, I would watch McCowan.
Yeah. Maris gets another handoff up the middle again, runs into his own man and goes backwards. Gain of 1, however.
He crawled through there.
Yeah, he did make something out of nothing on that one, but gets a 1-yard gain, so it's going to be third down. And, well, it gave him 2 yards on that, so it's going to be third down and 3.
I will say this, women, do not be shocked if they run on this one.
Well, honestly, I imagine from what I'm looking at, they may throw a little swing pass to the outside. Nope, they run it up the middle. You're right, but he got hit.
And then no game.
And he got hit, and I believe that's going to be Kendall Allen coming from the outside.
Also, Matthew Walker knocked him off balance.
I mean, as soon as he touched the ball, he was smacked. And it was, I'm trying to see. Yeah, I believe it was Kendall Allen. And walked both of them. So that's going to bring up fourth down. He lost about 4 and probably some consciousness on that hit. And again, the punt team out for the Indians. All of the plays on that drive were runs, which is a little bit surprising seeing as how they scored on a pass play. But I guess you don't want to put all your everything in one basket, so to speak. There's the punt. Down the middle. Everybody's clearing out.
And I tell you this, when it comes to Kendall Allen, he has no conscience on that defense.
No, and I agree. No, I've seen him do some things, and it kind of I look at him, and I'm like, why? And then I think I'm glad I'm not playing against him now, because I played against Chapel Hill back in my days. So 2 minutes left in the first quarter. And the Bulldog offense heading out. First down and 10. Ball placed at the 40-yard line of the Bulldogs. Brisbane with the handoff to Stewart. Stewart up the middle.
Powerful run. Oh, man.
And some fun activity by linemen. I always love that.
Dylan Drummond, man.
Love doing that. That was some fun times. Gain of 3. Unless you're Pablo Mendez, then it's a gain of about, or Martinez, excuse me, then it's a gain of about 8. He and that
They have to get ball downfield
defensive
here.
lineman having some fun. Second down. And Brisbane back. Good throw, wide open receiver. And some premature contact is finally called. There's the flag.
I don't think he got his head around.
And he didn't. He did not. I was going to say that, and you did it before I did. He put his hands up, but he did not turn his head, and that is the biggest mistake that defensive backs make. And that was number 6, Datavius Kincaid. And like I said, that is the biggest mistake.
And that's one of the things, like, I play corner, and that's one of the things that you have to do. You have to get your head turned around. Otherwise, you'll get a 15-yard penalty on the play.
Yeah.
It'll be a first down.
And Cameron Kelly was the intended receiver, but you're right, Christian. I mean, you have to turn that head. Even if your hand is in his face or on his face, if you turn that head around, 9 times out of 10, that referee will not throw that flag. But if you do not turn that head around, they're going to give it to you. Handoff to Stewart. Stewart bounces around and breaks to the outside. Has a wide open outside to the 30.
And he's
35, 20, 15, 10, 5
Touchdown.
in the end zone. Touchdown. No flag, no laundry, and no quarters for him. Touchdown. Bulldogs.
They got all the pollen over here in the student section. That might have been what you saw on the field.
Yeah. Sure enough, that was a heck of a run. He got stopped up into the middle, pulls out to the outside, takes about 4 steps, and then breaks that out into the breaks it out into the end zone. Touchdown. Campos sets up for the extra point. There's the kick. It is up. It is good. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Touchdown is sponsored by Precision Scan. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We are back. Touchdown by the Bulldogs puts them up 14-8. Campos getting his team set to kick off. And Jermaine Taylor back deep for the Indians. Here comes the kick. And it's going to go pooch kick to the outside. That's going to be number 88. Elijah Whitaker.
He is drugged down. I think
did Whitaker catch that? Did it bounce off?
I think it came out when he caught it. Because I think Braylon Dean ended up on that play.
Interesting.
That's a familiar name that you hear.
Yes, it is.
Cousin of.
Yes, it is. We have first down and 10 for the for the Indians. And they're going to be spotted at the 25-yard line. Math is hard. First and 10, 25-yard line, McCowan back. I believe Maris is next to him. And Maris to the outside. There's the pass to him. That swing pass I was talking about is going to be dropped. And he is hit. Doesn't matter whether it was dropped or not. And that's going to be Jabo Cook. And
I don't know about that play.
I believe
that may have been a backward pass.
Yeah, Blaylock and Cook had a little fun with that one. I think they had a little bit too much fun on that play when that ball hit the ground. They could have stopped, but they didn't. Second down and 10. Randarius Cirrus gets the handoff up the middle. And a good push.
Still going.
He's still going, and almost all of the Bulldog defense is there now. Some extracurricular going. Some pushing and shoving and talking. And that always happens on the football field. If you're not talking and shoving, you're not playing football.
You definitely don't want to play football if you're not.
But a good gain by the Indians. It's going to be a gain of about 5 on the play. So it's third down.
Now McCowan, if I'm Chapel Hill, I'm watching a slant route here.
Well, you have twins to the left. You got a single receiver out to the right. You got your big guy behind you. He's going there for a block. And McCown's going to run. And, of course, he's stopped. And he's going to be stopped short. And that was Davion Ross. Little Day-Day getting in there.
And it might go for it.
Well, it's going to be fourth down and 2. if they spot it where they have it right there, and
Why not?
let's
I mean,
see.
you're playing
Yeah,
the number
so-
one team in the state. I would go for it.
Well, that, yeah. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So we'll be right back. We're going to take a little break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Friday Night Lights on NetSN. We'll be right back. And we are back here at Bulldog Stadium for the second quarter. Bulldogs up 14-8 over the Indians. It's going to be fourth down. The punt team's in. And it's a punt. It hits the back of his own man. And it looks
They
like
got
the
it
Bulldogs
back.
may have it. Who got that? Dylan Johnson.
He
Yep.
did.
Johnson screams in there.
And Nunez had it. It bounced out of his hands.
But Nunez punts it and just smacks it right at the back of his own player. And so a comedy of errors is starting to happen for the Indians. And they're going to need to calm down a little bit because they're not playing very bad. I mean, they're within a touchdown. They had the lead for a little while. And so they're not playing too bad, but they've got to keep control before getting out of control in this situation.
And playing the number one team in the state, man, is
It's
tough.
It is a mental situation. First down and 10. Ball on the 27-yard line. Brisbane back, looks to the outside. He takes the run to the right. And he's going to take a run forward as he gets hit, breaks the tackle. He's down to the 10. He's into the 5. He's going to dive
Touchdown.
in. Spins. Touchdown. Bulldogs. And Brisbane,
That's all Brisbane.
he makes an ESPN-style little John Elway-esque flip, fly, turn. I know I just aged myself on that, but still.
1998 for you.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I do what I do. But a good little run there by Brisbane. And Campos is going to set up and kicks up. And the kick's going to be going for a little while because Campos has a leg on him. 21-8 to start off the second quarter as Brisbane just breaks a couple of tackles. They had him behind the line of scrimmage, and he just kept going.
They did.
And going. Touchdowns brought to you by Precision Scanning. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Keith Whitman here, Christian Belden to my left. We got Rob on the camera, and it is a great game here in the second quarter. 11 minutes, 41 seconds going on. Bulldogs have just kind of gone away with it. The Indians started off with about a 78-yard touchdown pass from McCowan, and then the Bulldogs said, well, you've had about enough fun as you're going to have right now, and they've gone up 21-0 rant. It's 21-8 right now, but they've had that going. Campos with the kick. It's going to be a high floater.
14.
A good run
Wow.
by Didier Maris, the running back, and he's caught.
And if you're Chapel Hill, they have to make the tackle on special teams. This Jacksonville team is not a slow team. They have some guys.
Peyton Bonner had to catch him from behind, and that's not I don't really see that. That doesn't happen a lot. They got a lot of gaps on that kickoff team. and they're allowing some good runs. Jacksonville has run back pretty well so far in this game, and I'm afraid one of these is just going to kick off and take him to the end zone if he's not careful. But the Indians are coming out, pretty good field position for them. They're at the 44-yard line. And McCowan back, Maris next to him to the left. Twins to the right, Twins to the left. We're going to see what he can do here. Looks like he's going to pass, but a blitz is coming, and he breaks one, and he throws it to the outside. And I'm waiting to see. I didn't see a receiver near him. But they might say that Jermaine Taylor, number 3, was out there within 5 yards. But I don't know because Jaborian Cook was saying hello pretty fast.
Yeah, I don't think he. I don't think so.
Same thing there. Maris on the run. Nope, that's number 26. I apologize. That's going to be Searles. And Searles with a good carry. About a 7-yard run. 8. It's going to be an 8-yard carry. Going to be 3rd down and 2.
And this Jacksonville offensive line is massive.
They really are, and I think that's why they're getting such a good push every once in a while. 3rd and 3 as they mark it back a little bit.
Gotta think
McCowan fakes the handoff and gets a good pressure, but throws it too high. Brendan Richards, the intended receiver for the Indians. And the offense is going to stay. They're going to, well, and really and truly, it's not a bad spot to go for it. You're on midfield. You know, your punter just hit your own player in the back a minute ago. So, you know, you really don't have much of a choice. You got a good quarterback there. He does have an arm on him that can throw.
He does. But if I'm them right here, got one-on-one over here, the 28. He got it.
And a good throw and a broken tackle.
And he'll go.
He's down to the 10, 5, into the end zone. Touchdown. He's taken down into the end zone. But that's number 3, Jermaine Taylor. So that's a touchdown for the Indians.
Man, what a throw.
And a good job. Like I said, McCowan, he's a good little quarterback.
And that's a familiar name.
And it really is. Nunez coming out to get the extra point. And the fight song going is a fight song we all know.
Florida State.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
A little Notre Dame going, oh, we're going to have a penalty flag. And that one was actually blocked, but it was only blocked because nobody moved. And Kendall Allen decided to take advantage of that.
I will say that maybe.
But I think it's going to be, actually, I think it's going to be on the Indians. I think the right tackle moved, which caused
the center.
Yep. So you're going to back him up. We're going to try it again. And Nunez is going to see if he can get it in for the extra point.
And he moved early.
Yeah, and he caused a couple people to move on the Bulldog line.
That's just what we were talking about earlier. You know those going up against a team that's number 1. It's like we said, it's tough. It's not easy, but
it's more of a mental game than you think.
Yep.
Here's the snap. Kick is up. And kick is good. So the Indians keeping it close, 21-15. Touchdown brought to you by Precision Scanning. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We are back, and the Indians are about to kick off as Nunez goes.
And Chapel Hill on special teams, they have to clear a gap. And I will not kick the number 10 if I was Nunez.
Here we go. That was a little short pooch kick and a good job.
What a hit. Little scuffle going on.
And not a bad thought. You're going to kick it to Braylon Dean, and you're going to kick it as short as you can to give your guys time to get down there and get on the tackle.
And they had Mayfield, Stewart, and Greenlee back there ready for it.
So here come the Bulldogs. And like I said earlier, Indians are they're not playing bad. They are a good football team. They've always been a good football team, and don't let the record fool you. There's the throw to the outside by Brisbane. Brought down after a gain of about 8 if they mark it right. Well, I say right where I see it. I'm not wearing the stripes, but it looks like it is going to be a gain of about 8. It's going to be 2nd down and 2.
And if I'm Chapel here, I'm giving the ball up the middle to Ricky Stewart. A little inside zone.
Got that big defensive line. That big nose guard looks like. It's going to be Ricky Stewart to the outside. He breaks to the midfield. He's going to cut up to 35, 30, 25, 20, 15,
gone.
10, 5.
Man.
End zone.
Touchdown.
No laundry on the field. And another touchdown by Ricky Stewart.
I'm telling you, women, that is Usain Bolt on the field. That is not Ricky Stewart.
I remember watching him as a freshman. Well, and it was only 2 years ago, but I remember watching him as a freshman and every time he touched the ball, he would score. And now you can see why. He was running that fast as a freshman.
And you remember last year when they played Lumberton, that 92-yard touchdown.
Yeah. Campos with the kick. It's up. It's good. 15-28. And the Bulldogs are up over the Indians. As 10 minutes left in the second, Precision Scanning is our sponsor for the touchdowns. We'll be right back on NetSN Live from Bulldog Stadium. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We are back here at Bulldog Stadium. The Bulldogs just scored off a Ricky Stewart touchdown run.
What a run it was.
Yeah. I'm going to try to get you some scores here from around the area right now. Over right down the road from Troop. First of all, here's the kick. And that's going to go to Maris. Maris gets hit by about 6 Bulldogs. Excuse me, he's going to go down. I thought I turned that off. I apologize. The touchdown should not be there. I thought I pushed that button. That was my fault. Anywho, the Indians are going to take over 1st down and 10. Looks like it's going to be from their own 33-yard line. Troop up 14-7 in the second quarter. White House leads Longview Pine Tree 14-7. They're in the second quarter as well. Harmony in the second quarter leads 25-0 over Elysian Fields. And that's all we have. Oh, big one. We're actually playing that one on one of our other crews is out doing the Van and Rusk game, 7-3. Van leads Rusk. There's a throw by McCowan, but it's going to go through the hands of Maris to the outside. He was rushed a little bit.
And he can high point the ball here.
Yeah, and I believe that it was number 57, Derek Tover, and number 42, Matthew Walker on the rush there. Tenaha is 41, Carlisle 14. They're at halftime.
Wow.
And that game is just going right along. Here's a game I'm going to watch for the night. Pleasant Grove and Gilmer. Pleasant Grove up 14-0 over Gilmer right now. Flag on the play as Maris goes to the outside and doesn't get anywhere. And I agree with you. It's in the area of holding.
I don't know. I think it's on number 60.
Let's see what he says. He's coming over to talk to the coach. And let's see what the referee has to say.
Penalties are hurting him here.
Here he comes.
Personal foul. Chop block.
Wow.
Number 55 and number 60. 15-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
And that's one thing that will hurt you too. Are those penalties like that? You can't have chop blocks, holdings, and hands to the face penalties.
And those are those little mental mistakes that we were talking about earlier that they'll eat you alive if you're not careful. So that brings you a second down and a long way to go. And McCowan probably going to go to the air, going to have to. And a big rush throws it out. Now the question is was he in the pocket? And they're going to say no. McCowan talking to the referee, I think he was a little upset
He
about
wanted a late hit.
So it's going to bring up third down and long. So the Bulldogs are going to need to be careful because, like we've seen before, they have some speed as they have twins left and right. You got a blocker in the backfield, and they're going to hand off. And a good down block there, but it's going to go out of bounds at a gain of about 4 on the play. Not sure what that was to gain. I guess they weren't going to risk an interception, and they'll just go for a punt.
And that's normally what teams do, against defenses like this. They don't take any chances. They just run the ball on plays like that. You got like 3rd and 20, plays like that unless, you actually really, really need to throw the ball. And on that one, they really didn't.
And you always have to be wondering and worried, and I would be about your punter situation and making sure that your punter is in a position to do what needs to be done. There's the bad snap there. Ball's going to hit on the Jacksonville side of the 50 and going to be downed at the 49-yard line of Jacksonville, so the Bulldogs will have it.
That was a good punt.
In good field position. It was a good punt. He faced a little bit of a rush there. So they'll have it 1st and 10 from the 40, what are they going to mark it, the 48-yard line? Yeah. 48-yard line of Jacksonville. 9 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first half. It's 28-15 is your score here at Bulldog Stadium in Chapel Hill. Brisbane back. There's the snap and the shovel pass to Johnson. Gain of about 6.
And he was struck down by Thompson.
Good tackle by Thompson there in the Indians.
Whitman, will you be watching the Texas OU game tomorrow?
I don't know if I am. My daughter has a marching contest tomorrow in Carthage, so I will be there with her watching on my phone the OU game. There's Stewart to the outside. He gets to the 20.
He's going to go.
15, 10,
Touchdown.
5, end zone, touchdown. And I just watched a marching contest there as Stewart marched all the way. But is it coming back? And I believe it's going to. I didn't see a flag. Did you see a flag?
I did. And it may be on Cameron Kelly.
Well, let's see what the referee has to say. We're going to head down to the field real quick.
Offense is number 14. 10-yard penalty for final foul.
Jonah Reardon.
Yeah, that's one thing you.
Oh, boy.
That's a doozy. That's not one that you want. And,
Oh, boy.
So a touchdown gets called back. A 42-yard touchdown run gets called back off a holding penalty. And that's going to be second down.
And with a team with Jacksonville, you can't do that. You know, they're still in the ball game.
Brisbane back, throw to the outside. He's going to go downfield wide
him.
open. And good
Incomplete.
defensive
Wow.
play. Great job by the
Wow.
defensive player. I'm trying to see who it is. And I can't see the number. I think it's number 4. Who's that, Nehemiah Boyd? Yes.
Yes.
So Nehemiah Boyd, he closed that gap. He was beaten. And Brisbane made a great pass and a beautiful pass. But Boyd just closed that gap, got his hand up. He looked back. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, we did.
He looked back. He saw the ball, and he put his hand out and smacked it away. A great defensive play.
It's a Deion Sanders play.
It really was. And Brisbane keeps it himself, tries to skirt and break some tackles and doesn't get much. Gain of about 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down and 5, looks like.
We already know what Rio going to do. Coach Reardon.
Well, he's going to go for it in this position, especially in this territory. And Stewart's heading out. You got twins on both sides. And look at the gap that the defensive backs on Jacksonville are leaving.
They're playing 5 to 7 yards off, which is smart.
On one side, but on the other side, they're not. They're playing right up on it. And Stewart gets right up there. They're going to give it to him.
I think he got it.
And I think they're going to give it to, no, they're going to call it short there.
And women, I don't know about that one. I think he got it.
Well, one marks it up. One on the other side is marking it back, but I don't think they're going to give it to him. We might have a measurement here. This might be a measure moment.
I think it was a first down. He got that last,
He
link.
pushed. But yeah, they're going to measure. So we're gonna sit here and watch them do this. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, based on what of course, we're at an angle, so it's hard to tell. And see what we got here. So here come the chains, as the chain gang makes their way. We'll see what this final stretch does. And no.
Oh, man.
Woo, that's going to be
that
negative.
He was really short.
He was very short.
And it looked like he was short by 1.5 yards, maybe 2. And that gives Jacksonville a good opportunity to go downfield and score. See what McCowan can do.
And that's interesting. But yeah, they just shy of the first down. So here come the Indians, and they're going to see what they can do. They are not out of this at all, and have been playing good. McCowan back, he gets hit and breaks it. Tries to wide open receiver and just long.
Richards was wide open.
He sure was. And McCowan had to pick himself off the ground because he got hit twice. Broke one. And he's a little upset that he missed that one because he had a wide open receiver.
And Derek Tovar was on his back.
Yeah. And I tell you what, the Bulldogs are putting a lot of pressure on McCowan and the Indians, but they're not quietly going away. Second down and 10. Stumped from the backside. He's going to get hit.
Wow.
Maris
What a play.
tries to get away, but Trevor Brooks comes from the backside on a stunt. On the outside linebacker on that stunt there. And
he's one of those guys who just get off the edge really fast.
Yeah.
It reminds me, like last year, like Daniel Waddleton.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys who got off the edge pretty fast. And even though Trevor Brooks did that last year, Waddleton was one of those guys who mentored him a little bit on that. But,
Right.
that was just good play.
We have a timeout by Jacksonville. That'll be their first one. And, that's one of those things where, as a lineman, and I was a lineman.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know you can't tell. But, yeah, I was a lineman. But it's one of those things where you have to read that. You have to see him coming up, and you have to make that call and that adjustment to be able to step back and at least bump him. Yeah. Get him off that stride. At least get that foot back, get that leg back, and get something on him.
Yeah.
Get on him. I mean, obviously you have your blocking that you have to do for your guy in front of you, but get in his way. You're a big body, and especially for these guys on Jacksonville, those are some big boys.
They are.
And so you have to be able to read that a little bit better. And Brooks wasn't hiding it. He was running up. He was not cloaking anything on that blitz there, on that stunt. It's going to be 3rd down and long. And here he comes again. He's going to run right past him. And that actually was
wow.
That was Cook coming off the outside.
They're going to punt here.
Yeah, that was a short pass. McCowan had to get that one out of his hands quick.
He did. Trevor Brooks was coming again.
Actually, I think that was Jabo Cook off the other side. Brooks was on this side. I think Cook was on the outside of the other side, on the right side, unless they were going to sandwich him in, which wouldn't surprise me. So the punt team for the Indians coming in.
And you remember last year, McCowan was only sacked one time.
Right. We have a flag on the play.
Illegal substitution. Kicking team, more than 11 players. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So illegal substitution will back them up. And so I think the phrase insult to injury on that is going to come into play.
Coach going to be happy about that one.
No. And again, it comes back to those mental mistakes, and it's going to be a thing that will probably be talked about in the locker room of Jacksonville. They're going to discuss, being smarter, playing smarter.
And they have Chapel Hill, a little bit on their knees a little bit,
Good kick. And good run to the outside.
Man.
That's Mayfield.
And 13 with a good tackle. Tripped him up. Nunez with a good punt.
And who did the tackle? I don't see. Is it 33?
13? Or it was 33. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that's 33. Jonathan Sparks. And Jonathan Sparks does a good job to come up and make that stop because Mayfield was trying. If Mayfield had another break, he'd have been gone on that outside. It's going to be 1st down and 10 from midfield.
And if you're Chapel, you have to capitalize on this, blow this game open.
Well, yeah, they need this score right here to gain that separation. Put him on the ropes. Pass to the outside. He's going to be picked off. No! And I saw that one coming.
And
good
Kincaid
job.
Had a lot of room. He would have been gone.
Datavius Kincaid makes a great break on that ball and just could not bring it in. I think he saw the end zone too much and didn't catch it before he started running.
And I don't think anybody was open either.
Right, no. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
They are playing far off the ball. Jacksonville is. Here we go.
Stewart to the outside. Breaks a couple of tackles, gets hit. Stiff arms him and goes out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Yeah, he does a good job. He stiff arms number 88, Elijah Whitaker, to gain a couple of extra 4 or 5 yards on that play. Gets a 1st down.
I'll tell you, this offense is explosive, man. I tell you, the only out of the assumed to be 4 playoff teams for Chapel Hill, the only team that could probably be compared to this one would probably be last year.
Right. 1st down and 10, Brisbane back.
They send pressure.
Three-step drop. A lot of time in the pocket, but he finally breaks out, gets a little pressure, and a wide open field. Tripped up.
Man.
And, talk about a shoestring stop.
Wow.
As number 32, Ty Lindsay, makes the stop for the Indians. Gain of 9 on the play. And that was actually, in my opinion, that was a touchdown-saving tackle by Lindsay.
It'll be second in inches.
So second down and a yard to go. And I wonder who they're going to give the ball to. Oh, I guess they're going to pass it. Pass to the outside. Blaylock goes to the 10-5. Touchdown. Talk about speed. And a touchdown for the Bulldogs.
Track meet. It is looking like a track meet for these guys out here.
And that was just a quick pass out and run there. Kind of a pitch and catch, so to speak. Like they've been doing that all the time. Campos sets. Ready for the point after attempt. Kick is up.
It's good.
And the kick is good. So with 6 minutes, 5 seconds left in the first half, your score here at Chapel Hill, 35 for the Bulldogs, 15 for the Indians. Precision Scanning is our sponsor for our touchdowns today. Don't go anywhere. You're watching NetSN live from Bulldog Stadium. We'll be right back. We are back here at Bulldog Stadium. Bulldogs about to kick off after getting another touchdown.
And Jacksonville has to get something going here. They're trailing big. It's a 20-point lead for Chapel Hill. It's another pooch kick. Oh, man. He should have let that one go out of bounds.
I was going to say, did he catch that one out of bounds?
He should have caught that one out of bounds.
And they're kind of picking on Maris just a little bit over there. Maris, the running back for the Indians. So they'll take it 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Going to catch you up on some scores here. With 2 minutes left in the first half, White House trails Pine Tree 21-14. That's a big one there as Pine Tree tough this year, but White House just as good.
And Van and
they're
Rusk
leading 21-14.
Van and Russ, Van up 14-3 at halftime.
Whew. And then Harmony over Elysian Fields right now at halftime, 46-7. McCowan with the throw to the outside.
Wow, track down.
That was
Matthew Walker, man.
He was hoping to get a little bit of a run on that. And I believe, was that Johnson on the outside? No, that was not. That was Jabo Cook that kept him from going anywhere. And so that's a loss of 4 on the play. And I bring up second down for the Indians. $28-0 as Pleasant Grove leads Gilmer with 6 minutes left in the first half there at Gilmer.
And check this out. South Oak Cliff is only winning by 3.
Wow. So we have a timeout, I believe. Let's see what the referee. Oh, no, it's a penalty flag. Delay a game.
Wow.
On Jacksonville, so that'll back them up even more. And I would hate to be in that locker room at halftime over in Jacksonville.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be brutal.
Be some chairs thrown. and they have to get some going on this drive. Otherwise, Chapel Hill, indication for everybody, Chapel is going to score before half. And that's something that Jacksonville can't.
And there's a snap over the head into the end zone.
Safety.
And it's going to go back to the end. Yeah, I can't talk. Through the back of the end zone.
Did they call the play dead on that one?
I'm not sure. I'm waiting to see what the referee says. A lot of confusion down there. Let's see.
Wow. And you know what? That may have been on number 50, the center. Or excuse me, the guard.
So that'll back him up. So that's actually a little bit of a reprieve for Jacksonville. And that backs him up even more. Handoff up the middle. Got a little bit of a run there. Good hit.
Jabo Cook.
And Jabo Cook again as Rendarius Searles trying to gain a little bit of yardage there. Going to be third down. And I think Jacksonville may be just trying to run some clock here.
And I would too. I would get out of this half unless they throw the ball and get a big gain right here.
So McCowan back. Searles next to him to the right. McCowan back. It's a little bit rushed to the outside. It's going to be caught. And he's hit. That's going to be number 3. Jermaine Taylor gets back past the original line of scrimmage. So fourth down, and I believe 7 is going to be the gain there. Clock still running. Just under 4 minutes. And Jacksonville's going to go for it. Fourth down.
Going up against the number 1 team in the state. Why not?
Well, and the Bulldogs giving them a little bit more room. They're cushioning out on the defensive back area there, giving their receivers room to catch, which is how they've gotten back up to where they are on this fourth down.
And I think all their corners need to play man. It's going to be another false start.
It's going to be another false start. They're going to back him up again.
That's plays that hurt.
And you can just feel the frustration level creeping in over there on Jacksonville's side.
And also, Chapel gets the ball back.
Yeah, they sure do, which is why they defer. Here's a big game, and it's one I want to keep, and I'm hoping that whoever's over there can kind of keep us up. But I have a Lindell Kilgore score right now, 14-14. That's in the second quarter.
It's actually 28-14 halftime. Kilgore's up.
Okay. Well, somebody hadn't been keeping up with it over there. And there's the punt. Going to be a high kick. Good punt.
Man.
And a fair catch. Javen Mayfield. And so the Bulldogs will take over at the 49-yard line of the Indians. And we'll take a short break. You're watching NetSN live from Chapel Hill. We'll be right back. Just a 12-second short. So with just under 3 minutes left, Bulldogs have it in Indian territory, trying to score right before the end of the half. Brisbane back, throws to the outside. Mayfield has it. Goes down to the sidelines. A lot of room.
Man.
Clears up real quick. He had room, then he didn't have room.
And that gap closed up quick.
And Mayfield I think he thought he had a first down because he made the first down gesture.
It's going to be 3 yards short.
He's 3 yards short. You might want to look at that before he makes it next time, but it's going to be second down and around 3 as Brisbane hands off to Stewart. Stewart runs up the middle, gets hit, breaks the tackle, and he's gone down to the 30. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone. I'm not looking. I'm not seeing any yellow. Touchdown, Bulldogs. And how many is that for him? 4?
Yeah.
4 rushing touchdowns, all past about, 30 yards.
Yeah. And you're talking about a guy who leads the team in rushing. And I got to say this, right behind him is Demetrius Brisbane. Just an unbelievable run. That was a good block by Jose Moreno.
Campos gets set. There's the kick. Up. And it's good. So, 2 plays and 1 touchdown with 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. Not too shabby.
Not too
42-15 is the score. And Precision Scanning still, even though, yes, still our touchdown sponsor for the game. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We are back. And here we go.
Man.
And a good hit.
And I don't know if 14 notices, but he is literally right. He's catching the ball literally almost out of bounds.
He really is. And he could let it go and get a penalty and move him up a little further, but
it's just one of those mental things that you have to learn about football.
Right.
Special teams is one of them. I mean, it is a core. It's kind of one of those core mental facts about football. You have to be efficient through every part of the game.
Agreed.
I'd like to thank Christus Orthopedics for being a proud sponsor of all athletics. Thank you for your support.
So it's first down.
And Jacksonville is down by a lot. They're down by a large margin here. They have to get something going.
Handoff. That's going to be Searles. Good gain.
Searles had a good run.
Gain of about 8 on the play, maybe 7. Looks like they're going to get him 7 yards there. It's going to be 2nd down and 3. Clock running. So see if the Indians are just going to kind of run it out, or if they're actually going to try to score before the end of the half to go in.
And I mean, one of the scores to watch out for is Pleasant Grove was up 28-7 on Gilmer.
Gilmer actually scored then. They were up 28-0 just a minute ago. There's a throw to the outside. Hit.
Wow.
Easy just immediately.
Man.
And I believe, is that Cook
Javen
out there?
Mayfield.
No, it's Mayfield. And we have a timeout. Let's see what the ref says.
Timeout. Chapel Hill. Their first of the half.
Chapel Hill takes the timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're watching NetSN. We'll be right back. All right, timeout is up. Teams head back to the field. Both teams have 2 timeouts left with a minute and a half left in the first half. Your score here is 42-15, Bulldog lead. 3rd down and around 4 for the Indians. McCowan sets back. Maris to his left, I believe.
Watch the top of his.
Nope, that's Searles. Excuse me, Searles. Good run.
Man,
And I think he gets the first down. Yep, they give him to the 40-yard line. So first down for the Indians. And I believe another timeout's going to be called by Chapel Hill. And, yep, they'll call that timeout. So while they're doing it, we'll take one as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. No, we're good. Back from our timeout, minute 23 left in the first half. Indians 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. McCowan steps back, looks to the left, throws, and pick.
Wow.
No, excuse me, hit. That was number 17, Jalen Smith.
That's another guy who has some good hands. I'm shocked that he's not a receiver.
He got some ups, too. Sucker
Yeah.
jumped. That's why I thought it was picked off. Good jump there, but the clock stops on that one.
At 117. And they have to get something going here.
They do the second down. Got a good rush there. Searles on the carry. Flag comes in. But that's going to go backwards. I think that's in the area of holding. So we'll wait and see what the referee, Mr. Pipek, says. And we'll head down and hear what he has to say real quick.
Holding. Offense is a 50. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
I love being right sometimes. I just don't ever tell my wife that. So that's going to back him up, and we'll replay second down. And I believe another timeout. And Chapel Hill taking their final timeout. That's an interesting thing, but you know what? That's one of those other things where I'm not a coach, and we're going to take a timeout with them. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching Chapel Hill and Jacksonville here at Bulldog Stadium. We'll be right back. We're about ready to end the first half. Minute 12 left in at Jacksonville. Coming out, it's going to be second down and long for the Indians. McCowan coming out with Searles to his right. We have Twins left for the offense. Bulldogs showing blitz, but they're going to pull back. Going to hand off to Searles. Comes to the left side. And about 2 yards to gain for it. Bulldogs took their final timeout just a minute ago after a holding penalty on the Indians. That's going to bring up third down.
And they may throw here.
Well, with less than a minute left, that would be what I would do. You're going to get about 20 seconds difference in the play clock and the game clock. So you want to see what you can do. You want to maybe run it and then throw it, or I guess run it down as far as you can and then throw. You got to be careful, though. You don't want to give the Bulldogs the ball back and see what they do and try to run it back and get a touchdown.
They may just run the clock out here.
And then, call a timeout and then do a play.
There we go. It's going to be an interesting one.
And it will be another timeout. So, and they still have one. So even if they get a first down, but I don't think it'll matter. 23 seconds left in the first half. We're going to take a short break ourselves. Don't go anywhere. Today's game is brought to you by Azalea Orthopedics. We'll be right back. We are back here. Fake handoff, McCowan to the outside. The ball was tipped, but it's a good catch. And he's caught from the backside. I'm not quite sure who caught it. Dylan Johnson made the tackle.
I'm going to call another timeout. I'm going to go quick here.
Well, the clock's running down, and that's going to be the end of the first half. Looks like that's going to be the final play. They didn't call their final timeout. And that's a weird way to end the half. That was a good play by the Indians to get the first down, but they didn't use it. So here at Chapel Hill after the first half, Bulldogs up 42-15. So we're going to have a halftime show. If you want to go over to our YouTube channel, you can watch it. It's youtube.com/NetSN Live. And we're going to show the halftime show there. And then we'll be back on Texan Live to show the rest of the football game. So we'll be back. Thank you for watching NetSN. We'll see you on the flip side of halftime.
First Lieutenant Mia Sanchez. Junior Lieutenant Anna Sanford. Junior Lieutenant Krishley Bonzukin. And in the center, Captain Andrea Hernandez. Charmer of the Week is Melanie Salmaron. Watch now as the Charmers perform a kick routine to the 80s Wham hit, Freedom. Charmers are under the direction of Maddie Montgomery and Tiffany Alexander. Ladies and gentlemen, the award-winning Cherokee Charmers. And now, introducing the Jacksonville Indian Majorettes, directed by Breanne G. Officers are Junior Lieutenant Angeles Grimaldo, Junior Lieutenant Alyssa Wright, First Lieutenant Juliana Salazar, and your Captain, Natalie Joseph. Twirler of the Week is Sophie McNeil. Watch now as the twirlers perform to Rock and Roll. And now, JISD is proud to present the Jacksonville Fightin' Indian Band. The band is under the field direction of senior drum majors Juan Pablo Hernandez and Luis Ortega, and head drum major Brennan Hack. The band will perform to Bacchus Fanfare and K.L. King's Pride of Arizona and Carrollton Martin. Now at the center of the field, one of the most decorated military marching bands in the great state of Texas. The Jacksonville Fightin' Indian Band. The Fighting Indian Band is under the direction of Donnie Barrier, Preston Parker, Preston Long, Catherine Barrier, Kim Beard, and Brianne G. Freshmen of the week are Jasmine Garcia and Tanner Cumbie. Band members of the week are Juan Pablo Arredondo and Angelina Ramirez. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jacksonville Fighting Indian Band. Good evening and welcome to tonight's continued halftime festivities. Please give a hand to the Chapel Hill Bulldog Band and Highlighters Drill Team. The Highlighters are led onto the field by their officers. Officers from left to right are Lieutenant Jaylene Sandoval, First Lieutenant Nancy Kissick, Lieutenant Julie Smith, Lieutenant Sadie Stewart, Lieutenant Haley Renteria, and in the center, Captain Georgia Blake. Social officers are Annette Argote, Rosalinda Fernandez, Sadie Tarango, Emily Vasquez, and Head Social Officer Daphne Delgadillo. Highlighters would like to thank the following sponsors: J. Chad Parker, Jacko Diamonds, Jose Sanchez Law Firm, Kevin Stewart, Lee's Plumbing, Larissa Hernandez Tax Consultant, and Maya Properties. Thank you for your support. On this cancer awareness game, the Highlighters would like to dedicate their halftime performance to Mrs. Elva Argote. We are praying for you as you navigate your way through your recent diagnosis. And now, watch the Highlighters as they perform a precision palm routine to Runaway Baby. Yanni Tavera. Spirit Girl of the Week is Lily Collins. The highlighters under the direction of Katie Hewitt and Allison Miranda. Ladies and gentlemen, the best of the best, award-winning Chapel Hill highlighters. And now, please welcome to the field the Chapel Hill Twirlers as they perform a precision twirling routine to It's My Life. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field your 2023 Chapel Hill Bulldog Band. The band is being led onto the field by drum majors Jordan Sayer and Zoe Massey, and senior head drum major Katie Kyle. The band will be performing their UIL Precision Military Marching Drill to Fireburst Fanfare, Invictus March, The World is Waiting for the Sunrise, and Chicago World's Fair. We would like to dedicate tonight's performance to sophomore trombonist Diego Rodriguez. Last month, Diego was diagnosed with leukemia. Diego, we are with you in this fight and are praying for a speedy recovery. majors for the Bulldog band are Josh Kinnan, Christy Willis, Yvonne Garcia, William Ross, and head director Joe Hughes.
Let's do it.
And we are back here on NetSN. Keith Whitman here with Christian Blevins to my left. Rob on the camera for us tonight here live from Bulldog Stadium. Halftime is over. We are heading into the second half. Bulldogs have it as they deferred on the first half. And it looks like J.B. Mayfield in, back deep as Nunez kicks off. And a little pooch kick. So that's going to go short. And I can't see who had it. Who?
26.
That was Searles. But who got the ball? Was that number 14? Who is that number? Was that Reardon? Jonah Reardon? Did he get that one?
No, that.
Yep. Jonah Reardon took the return.
That was actually Trevor Brooks on the play.
Oh, was that Brooks on the return?
Just quick update. Kilgore is up 35-21 over Lindale.
Kilgore's up what again? I'm sorry?
35-21 over Lindale.
Wow.
And Henderson and Athens is a tight win, third quarter. Oh, man, he dropped it. It was off the screen.
So screen pass is dropped. And that's going to be second down second down and 10. And the Bulldogs trying to get things started off here. In the second half, they lead 42-15 in this ball game. Hopefully this half will go a little bit faster. Stewart has it. He's on to the 40. He crosses midfield to the 45, 40, 35, 30. He's passed to the 20 and goes out of bounds. He's taken out of bounds.
He got out in good space.
Yeah, he did a good job there. Looks like number 6, Datavius Kincaid, does a good job to kind of stay in front and run him out of bounds. And goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 17-yard line. 18-yard line, finally.
Wow.
So first and 10 on the 18. Brisbane, one step back, then looks around, has a little bit of time.
Wow, what a move.
Sidesteps, gets into the outfield. He's going to break a tackle and then get hit and kind of walks out of bounds. Josh Gaskin on the stop. And another first down for the Bulldogs. And Brisbane taking a look to the sidelines for another play. So first and goal from the 9. And Brisbane back. Stewart to the left. Twins on both sides of the ball. And Brisbane fakes, throws.
He got it.
And that's going to be a touchdown.
Dylan Johnson.
Johnson, touchdown for the Bulldogs. And that was just basically clockwork.
It was an easy play. Well, nothing's really easy with Chapel Hill, but that was a good throw. And that's the one thing that you've seen. Demetrius Brisbane has gotten better with his throwing, and probably one of the guys who's worked with him on that was probably Coach Reardon.
And he doesn't force it.
He doesn't. He's become a better passer than what he has been, the past 2 years.
Yeah, he's not forcing throws. He's not pushing things like he has in the past. So it's not putting the Bulldogs in a situation like it has before. So the point after is good.
And if I'm Jacksonville here, I'm looking for just some good plays, some good drives, not hurry themselves, Here we go.
So that's going to be Searles to
Searles,
the outside.
he's
He
gone.
makes it past midfield. One man to beat. He beats him, but there's a couple more Bulldogs coming. And
Still
I
going.
think he's going to get into there.
Touchdown.
And I don't see any laundry. And touchdown.
Searles on the play.
And a good job by Searles to get out of that open field on a kickoff return for a touchdown. And like I said before, Christian, the return team or the kickoff return team for the Bulldogs is just not looking.
And Coach Rosales is not happy. That is the special teams coach. He's not happy on that play.
So yeah, he's not looking as happy as he should be on that one. So Nunez for the kick. Kick is up.
That's good.
And the kick is good.
There's a flag on the play.
Waiting to hear what the referee says. It's going to be an illegal substitution on the Bulldogs. They're going to decline it, and they get the point. So 22-49 is the score. And that's going to be – that's a weird call.
It is. And that's something that you don't see from Chapel Hill either.
So the Bulldogs set to return. I would say Mayfield back deep, but I don't think they're going to kick deep. I think they're going to kick probably to Greenlee over there. That's where they've been kicking most of the night.
I don't think that's a good idea either.
Well, Greenlee does have speed.
I mean, he runs 10 seconds and
Reardon heading back to the middle of the field.
And
You have
that's one
Greenlee
guy
in the
that
middle. But you also have Trevor Brooks there around the 35-yard line. They're going to kick to Brooks. No, they're not. Well, they tried to. I think one of the up men wanted to get the ball. I think he wanted to get it.
I
Is
think
that number
that's-
80?
That may be offsides on the kicking team. Number
Did he
33
get-
left early.
Did he leave a little early?
He may have.
That was Jason Cummings, who ran back to catch the ball. Let's go to the umpires, see what they say.
First down, Chapel Hill.
Wow.
So that's going to be on the Bulldogs, going to back him up.
I thought that would have been on Jonathan Sparks.
Well,
He did leave early.
But you can't block in the back, apparently. Well, obviously you can't do that. I tried when I played, but they said that was a no-no then, too. That was many, many moons ago.
I was trying to do illegal blindside blocks.
Here's the keep by Brisbane. Fakes the handoff. Good throw downfield. And a lot of
That's a
holding.
flag.
And, yeah, good job by Mayfield to go towards the ball.
And number 6 played the ball well. He just
Well, Kincaid, yeah, he did a good job. Unfortunately, you cannot hug the receiver when he tries to go catch the ball. It's just not as good of a friends as you might be during the ball game. You can't hug him or jump on. You can't get a piggyback ride. It just doesn't work that way. It was good coverage. You just didn't work. So it's going to be pass interference. And unfortunately, in high school, it's not a spot foul.
sadly not.
So it's just going to be a 15-yard penalty. Bulldogs will get a first down, and they'll head back.
I think that's one of the things that they have been talking about as far as the rules are concerned, how pass interferences should be spot fouls. And that's something that I think they'll have to
I
work
think
on.
they've been talking that for a while. Brisbane back, sets up for a pass. He breaks a couple of men coming in for a tackle, breaks another one, and he's still on his feet, but gets hit pretty hard
Damn.
from behind and gains about 2 yards. And I think he not so much ran those 2 yards, but was knocked those 2 yards forward after breaking 3 or 4 from the backfield. That'll bring up second down and 8.
And they're going quick.
Hand off to Stewart. Stewart to the outside. Beats one man, gets past midfield,
Wow.
and is knocked.
He's still going.
And he was hit. Thought he was going to be out of bounds, but he kind of tight-roped the sidelines and gets about to the 36-yard line, I believe, is where they're going to spot him.
And Whitman, is Stewart over 100 yards? He should be.
Oh, yeah. I think
should be over
I think
200.
he was over 100 yards by the end of the first quarter. I haven't been honestly keeping note. I lost track of that, but it's going to be first down, even though the yard marker doesn't say it. First down and 10.
He got it. Wow.
Off the hands of Cameron Kelly. That's twice he's missed a wide-open pass.
You got to bring those kind of plays in.
Now, I'm not going to lie. It was a good coverage
It was.
by Nehemiah Boyd. That's the second time Boyd has been on good coverage against Cameron Kelly tonight. Now it's second down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Trips left. Stewart to the left of Brisbane. Brisbane waits for the snap. Pulls it back.
Blaylock and dropped it.
Blaylock got hit in the wrong spot at the hands. Drops the pass. A little bit low on the throw, though, so I can't put that all on Blaylock. Brisbane kind of threw that a little bit low.
And if I'm Jacksonville here, you can't let them get big plays downfield.
Well, and you also got to watch Brisbane here. This is when he takes the drop and then he holds it and pulls it in and throws, or pulls it in and runs. There's a throw. Blaylock again,
Wow.
but only a gain of 4 on that one. That was a weird
Tackle by Miles.
A weird position. Do what now?
That was a good tackle by Miles.
It really was. Jacksonville doing a good job of keeping the receivers in front of him this half than they did the last half.
And they're going to go for it. It's not surprised.
Nope. Fourth down and about 7. And Brisbane on the hold. He carries it, gets to the outside, cuts
got
up,
it.
gets the first down, and a good stop. And that's going to be Elijah Thompson. Does a great job of holding on to the foot of Brisbane and saying, no, you're not going anywhere. But the yardage was good enough for a first down, about a 12-yard run by Brisbane, and does get him a first down. And we have an injury timeout on the field.
Thompson. It's good. He's walking off under his own power.
But unfortunately, because they called the timeout, he's got to go out for at least one play. But luckily, he's jogging off. I couldn't do that on 2 good legs. So it's going to be first down and 10 after Brisbane makes that first down run on a fourth down play. 4 wideouts for the Bulldogs. Stewart to the right. Brisbane, shotgun position.
And they're probably going to run it here.
Nope.
And throw it.
2-step drop, throw to the
He
middle,
got it.
wide open
Touchdown.
receiver, Mayfield, touchdown, Bulldogs.
Wow, that was easy.
And I think the coaching staff saw something there.
He just gave it to him. This is a good throw. Like we were saying earlier, Brisbane has had a lot of work in the offseason on his arm.
And he just kind of dumped that one across. He and again showing my age here. Dennis Eckersley threw sidearm there into it. That's a baseball term there. Dennis Eckersley was a baseball pitcher. He threw sidearm. Sorry. But Campos kicks that one in, gets it, and we're going to take a break because Precision Scanning is our touchdown sponsor for the game. Hey, don't go away. We'll be right back from Bulldog Stadium. (56-22) your score here in Chapel Hill as the Bulldogs lead the Indians.
And to just keep up on some scores here, Kilgore has gotten out to a big lead, 43-21, third quarter.
Lindell wanting to get that one. I know the coach there at Lindell was hoping to make it a little close, although the game is not over. Kickoff by the Bulldogs. And I believe that was Maris on the kickoff return. They don't kick it to Searles on that one like they did last time.
And Searles got out in wide open space that last kick return. We'll see what Jacksonville can do here.
Well, Jacksonville has done a good job of staying somewhat in this ball game. Granted, the score is 56-22, but Jacksonville is not going away quietly at all. And McCowan is keeping it close. Of course, that Searles, a good, tough running back, and does a good job of getting that run on that kickoff return last time. But McCowan and company coming back out, going to try to get into that end zone again. And Searles and Maris now both on either side, and it looks like never mind, Maris is going to be an illegal substitution again, and that's I think the third one against. Yeah, you can't have 12 players on the field at one time, guys.
Cowan is not happy.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's you got to be a little bit better on that, and I know that's a simplistic thing. So it's going to back them up. And we're going to play again here. So Searles on the right side of McCowan. Here comes the snap. Toss over to Searles. And Searles boxed in.
It's great pursuit.
And a good job. That's going to be, I think, number 62. Well, Kendall Allen was there, but number 62, that's going to be Isaiah Collins. He closed in that corner. Searles was coming around, and Collins just closed that corner in, which the backside pursuit of Allen and company just stopped him in. So a great job there by Collins and the rest of the defensive line to stop that outside, because Searles has been doing that outside run all day. So that was a halftime adjustment right there. McCowan.
I know to throw it.
McCowan with the throw. Tipped and picked off. And that's going to be Cook.
He's gone.
Jabo Cook takes it with a big 6 all the way back. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Jaborian Cook, it's tipped at the line of scrimmage by one of the Bulldogs, and I'm not sure who it was. But Jaborian Cook takes it back. And I believe that was going to be that's a 36-yard pick 6 by Jabo Cook for the Bulldogs.
Just lining up from that spot with that guy, and little Chippy here in the end zone.
Yeah, I got a little extracurricular activities going on in the end zone. And unfortunately, when you get into the position where the score gets where it is, you got one side talking, one side mad, and tempers flare and things happen like that. You got to kind of hold your tongue a little bit when you're on the winning side, and you got to hold your temper when you're on the other side. So Campos is going to take the point after attempt.
Just to give you a little score, Tyler High and Lancaster, 27-20.
Who's up on that one? Lancaster?
That's Lancaster, yeah. Tyler High came back. It was
Wow.
27-7.
We'll keep that one in the looks there. Kick is up, and it's good.
And the score is the Jacksonville Indians.
Chapel, great defensive play. Defense wins championships, and that's what Chapel is trying to get.
And I imagine after this next offensive drive, depending on what happens, we'll start seeing a little less Brisbane and Stewart and a little bit more backups coming in.
Yeah, get Connor Griffin in.
Yeah, I have a feeling Greenlee and Griffin are going to be a little bit more coming in after this, depending on how it goes now.
And I play with that duo.
Yeah, and they've been, I've watched them in the past few weeks when they played, and they have that ability to come in and put up some points on the board as well. So, it's not just because it's backup doesn't mean they're not good. So Campos brings out the kicking team. Jermaine Taylor back deep for the Indians. However, it doesn't really go to him. Probably Maris is going to be the one that gets it. And they're going to swap over. Actually, Jermaine Taylor is going to move over to where Maris usually is. A little switcheroo. And no, so Campos kicks it all the way back. And Taylor goes all the way back and gets it. Taylor is hit at the 20-yard line, spun around and taken down at the 23.
And Peyton Bonner. Whoa.
And we got a swing
Man.
by, that was Searles, and we got a little extracurricular on both sides. No flag yet has thrown. And Caden Allen throwing some of his own players out of the way, saying, get back over there. We're not doing this. And it's good to see the upperclassmen. Of course, I mean, if a 6'5" dude like that came to me, I'd be like, all right. I mean, I'm 6'3", but still be like, look, all right, guys, you're right. My bad.
And just to give you a quick update, Henderson has taken back the lead. It was 23-20 Athens.
Oh, wow.
And Henderson took back the lead on that one. Also, Lindell has scored. It is 43-29. That is just a good game.
So we do have a flag thrown. I guess theoretically. I don't see one, but we're waiting to see what the umpire says, and here we go. And I guess maybe not. I guess they were just discussing where to put the ball. I have no idea.
I think they laid the flag on that one.
Maybe they did. I'm not sure. But they're not making the call. And I think even the Jacksonville coach is trying to figure out what's going on because his team is not on the field yet. So they're trying to understand what exactly, kind of like we are, trying to find out what exactly went on or what the actions are.
Like I said, if this game ain't chippy, I mean, you don't want to play football.
So it's going to be first down and 10. They have the ball marked at the 24-yard line. So McCowan and company come out. Looks like it's going to be Maris next to McCowan. Hand off to Maris up the middle. Hits a block. And that wall is Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen kind of said, hello, how you doing, and goodbye, all in one stroke there. And that's going to bring up second down. No gain on the play.
And I'll tell you what, for as big as this offensive line is for Jacksonville, they are getting pushed back
Yeah.
all night long.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Indians. They have 2 receivers on the left-hand side, 1 on the right, McCowan in the back, and it's going to be false start.
Again. It's
And
hurting
that's
them.
going to be on number 50, Anthony Martini. It's going to back him up. Not something that you want to happen. And actually, to be honest with you, we haven't heard that a lot in this, much in the second quarter and really much in this half. We're at 6 minutes, just under 7 minutes to play in the third quarter.
You got one-on-one in the bottom of your screen.
Hand off
They're the
to
runner.
Maris. Maris hit by Trevor Brooks, taken down.
It's another flag.
And I believe it's going to be a holding penalty. And it looks like where it is. Let's wait to see. It's going to be a
Whoa.
personal foul, face mask
Man.
penalty.
I didn't see your face mask.
So face mask on the Bulldogs. That's going to automatic first down and a 15-yard mark-off. So good news for the Indians. Puts them in a little bit better of a spot.
And women, just to give you a little update, Van beats Russ 35-3.
Wow. That game is over already.
And Carthage is up on Ken 42-0, which is not a shocker.
Right.
Carthage.
Thank you for your support of our football program.
So throw to the outside by McCowan. Maris breaks out one tackle but gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard. Pardon me.
Harris on the run.
It's just one of those things, this Chapel Hill, I think he actually lost a yard.
No, they kept him right where he is, looks like. Kind of hard to tell at the angle, but I don't think they really did much to him here. I do know, however, the clock's still running. They're just kind of standing there. So McCowan finally gets it going,
Probably
takes the
throw
snap,
here.
hands off to Maris. Maris to the outside, breaks one tackle, breaks another, gets hit, breaks that one. Good job by
going.
Maris.
Harris on the run.
Day Ross on the play.
And Ross finally brings him down. But after all that breaking of tackles and running, he only gains 2 yards and gets third down there and 8. So it's going to be third down at the 40, 9? Yeah, 40. Well, it's going to be 49 3/4 mark.
And they're probably going to throw here. Send pressure off the edge.
And you got to be careful doing that because they've already burned you once, and it's going to be
False start again.
offsides.
Maybe on McCowan.
No, it's going to be false start. You're right.
That was
So
actually
back him
Taylor.
up. So you went from a playable point.
And those are the penalties that hurt, like I said at the beginning of the game, like we both discussed, Chapel Hill has done things like this all year. 63-22 is not, nothing new to them.
Right. McCowan back. There's the throw to the outside. Has nobody there, but they're going to call that a
Wow.
flag.
What a
And
flag.
and I'll tell you exactly why.
I think he tripped.
He tripped, but you have, who was that? Trying to
Smith,
see Jalen
and then-
Smith. No, that was actually Blaylock. Blaylock didn't turn. Blaylock made a position. However, I will say this, and the referee was a little dude. Blaylock has the same right, and what a lot of people don't realize that don't know football well, the defensive player just has as much right to get to the ball as the offensive player does. However, I believe that Blaylock did not. If Blaylock would have turned his head and made the turn to the ball, it would not have been done. But he didn't turn his head before he made contact with the receiver. And so that's what caused it.
Yeah.
But either way, it's an automatic first down. Hand off to Maris. Nope, that's Searles.
He stood up by
And
Matthew
he
Walker.
stood up.
Man.
And that's going to be a loss of 3 on the play. They're going to do a loss of 1. Looked like a loss of 3, but I guess forward progress got him to 1.
And Matthew Walker, I mean, he is only a junior. He's only a junior. He's going to be back next year.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to get a lot more playing time than what he is
I'm sure.
getting now.
I am sure.
He's probably going to be that guy to replace a guy like Kendall Allen, who is, in a lot of people's eyes, going to be a Division I defensive end.
Oh, yeah. McCowan back.
Another false start.
Yeah, McCowan did that one. I think he was expecting the snap faster than it came back, and he took a step back before it got there.
And we've seen that happen a lot tonight.
Yeah.
And McCowan, he's been rushed all night. I think he's only been maybe sacked maybe once or twice. But to get this nervous, it's crazy.
McCowan back. It's a little bit of pressure from the left
run.
side. He's being chased from behind. He better be careful. And kind of throws it away wisely. Jamari Davis was coming after him in hot pursuit. Sorry, showed my age on that one too. Little Dukes of Hazzard moment there. So 3rd down and long. 3 minutes, 45 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And McCowan trying to make some things happen.
I will watch for a go ball here.
Oh, yeah, he's going to go with and a little, I don't know if that was on purpose, but Searles has it. And he's going to make something happen, and he's hit.
So they're probably going to go for it here.
Day Ross, and they get good yardage, but it's going to be a 4th down and probably about 6. And once again, I think some extracurricular activities between Searles and the Bulldogs.
It's getting real out there.
Well, Searles is a great player.
He is.
And I'm sure you know.
They're going to punt. I think all night it's been a frustration for Jacksonville. You know, like we said, playing Chapel Hill is not easy. You and I both know that.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know.
Well, and for a caliber of player like Searles to get out there and to make a gain like that probably is a frustrating thing to watch as well. And what is he doing? I don't understand players do that, but Mayfield has always done it. And if I was a coach, he'd kill me. Kill me. I'd be running. I would. Yeah. That's just something. When I was going and you just never did that. When the ball hit like that, you ran. You just ran.
You're hightailing from the ball.
Yeah, but not Mayfield. Mayfield just seeks it out.
Like you were hauling, and you know.
And I understand he has Velcro for hands, but still,
he does. I'll tell you this: if you throw it up to him, it is.
Brisbane with a throw to the outside. And kind of surprised that Brisbane's still in.
And if I'm Coach Reardon here, I'm thinking about my quarterback's health. I'm taking him out.
And that's throw to Jonah Reardon for no gain. So that's going to be 2nd down. Trips to the right. And Stewart to his right. Brisbane takes the snap. 3-step drop. 4-step drop.
He got
Takes
somebody.
a look. Has a wide open receiver. But
Man,
once again,
it was good play by Trent Powell.
as Trent Powell closes the gap. As Brisbane just kind of airs it up a little bit too much, giving some time.
And those
Little sorry about this. Little score update from Troop. 38-7 over Edgewood right now in Troop. Right down the road. 21-20 was our last score for White House. as Ricky Stewart takes the ball around the 30 and gets taken down at the 37-yard line. And another penalty, some extracurricular.
That's not a smart play.
As some stuff happened on the sidelines. And I believe that's going to be on Jacksonville, if I'm correct. One of the Jacksonville players kind of jumped on top of another player, so we're going to see what the referee says. Hold on.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 6, 15-yard penalty, as the end of the run, first down.
And that's going to be on Datavius Kincaid.
Emotions are running high in this game.
Yeah. And he kind of jumped on the back of one of the players. I don't know. I'm not sure if it was on purpose, but I wasn't down there, so I can't make that call. White House, like I said, 21-20 at halftime. Harmony over Elysian Fields. Final is 58-14.
And Kilgore scored again, 57-29.
And there's a handoff to Johnson to the outside. He gets past another first down and crosses the 35 to about the 33-yard line. And another Bulldog first down. So the Bulldogs continue. There's the little shovel pass there to Reardon. Reardon on the outside, gets past the 30 to about the 25.
And Lancaster is up 34-20 over Tyler High.
Greenlee up the middle.
Touchdown.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
They are making this look like a track meet. And I would probably say, you know, Stewart and Greenlee, when you look at those guys and when you look at how much talent these guys have, it's crazy to look at, especially Ricky Stewart.
Yeah. It's just the way that they and it's the multiple of people that they have and things that they have that they can go to. So we're going to go to, we're going to go to a sponsor break. Our touchdown sponsor is Precision Scanning. We'll be right back. Sorry. We are back. Campos ready to kick off. And a kick over to Maris. Maris running down the sideline. He's hit at the 30-yard line. I think 3 Bulldogs hit him.
And guess who that was? Connor Griffin, the backup quarterback.
Connor Griffin getting in the game. I'm sure we're going to be calling his name for the rest of the game with 45 seconds left in the third quarter. So here come the Indians. And McCowan, first down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Handoff. That's Searles. And he's grabbed from behind.
That may be a face mask.
Yeah. Or hands to the face, but I'm sure they're going to call it. Waiting to see what that call is going to be. Yep, that's face mask. Good call.
15-yard penalty, first down.
Did my homework.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah.
I've grabbed a few face masks in my office as well, so I've seen that one. So 15 yards will get marked off. Indians will have a first down. Sure they'll start the clock here shortly. They'll spot the ball at the 45-yard line.
Bring up first and 10 on the 45-yard line for the Indians.
McCowan looking over, trying to get a sign, trying to figure out what play
Clock
they
is
want to
running
do.
down.
And the clock's going to run down.
It's under 5.
Moves Searles over where he wants him. Hands off to Searles. Gets hit in the backfield again.
He stood up
And takes all the Bulldogs to get him. And that's going to be the last play of the third quarter. So we're going to take a break here while they swap sides. Your score here in Chapel Hill, the Bulldogs 70, Jacksonville 22. We'll be right back. You're watching NetSN live from Bulldog Stadium. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We are back. And the fourth quarter is about to start. I think we're going to have a running clock to start to go through the fourth quarter here. Snap to McCowan. McCowan breaks to the right, has a man behind him. Good throw to the outside, has a wide open receiver down to the 15-yard line. Trevor Arrington with the catch. Great job. He was wide open.
And they're going to go faster. Call it timeout.
And I think that's going to be an injury timeout. We have an injured player back deep, so we're going to take a timeout here. We have an injury timeout. And our sponsor is Century 21, Murphy Century 21. We'll be right back for an injury timeout. while they tend to the player on the field, we're going we're going to look at some games. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes left in the ball game. White House up 54-35 over Pine Tree. The last update, 3 minutes, 49 seconds left in the third quarter. Troop up 38-7 over Edgewood. Let's see here. What else we got? Van, I think you already told us, Christian, about Van, 35-3. Tenaha over Carlisle, 41-14. That's a halftime score.
Wow.
Nobody's updated that one.
And Kilgore.
Go ahead. Yeah, Kilgore is just tearing it up over Lindale right now.
29.
Pleasant Grove, 49-14. That's a third quarter score on what I'm seeing. You may have something different. Do you have anything on the Bullard-Brownsboro game? We're going to look on that one as we go. ARP, 46-34 over Grand Saline. Now, that's another one on that's Brett and Vince on our YouTube is they're broadcasting right now. ARP and Grand Saline. ARP up 46-34. And then let's see.
Brownsboro is up on Bullard, 34-28.
Nice.
3 minutes to go.
Nacogdoches over Hallsville right now. 2 minutes left. 30-6. That's a good one. Carthage over Canton. Well, that's a second quarter score. I don't know about that one. So I'm not going to say that one. Brook Hill is winning over Arlington Grace Prep 27-7. So congratulations to Brook Hill, one of our schools that we have done this year. Final in Longview, in Forney. Longview over Forney 13-7. 13-7.
And that was a statement game.
Yeah,
Forney
that's
was ranked 10th in the state.
And I think I picked Forney to win that one. Yeah, so I lost that pick 'em.
And Lobos, Longview Lobos, they'll play Tyler High next week.
Mm-hmm.
And Lancaster is still up over Tyler High. Tyler High still has the ball in Lancaster territory.
And we got a big one going in Atlanta right now. Sabine 37, Atlanta 32 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the ball game. And we are back to play here. And so luckily got a player the hurt player is walked off, but we're back to play. 1st and 10. McCowan hands. Oh, no, that's not McCowan. That's going to be Jermaine Taylor.
Yards.
And he lost yardage, about a 4-yard loss. And that'll bring up 2nd down. We have a second quarter score, so I'm not going to tell you that one. Dangerfield 21-0. I went ahead and told you what it was, but that's only second quarter. Final Overton 42-21 over Cushing. 2nd down. McCowan. Nope, sorry again. That was Searles on the carry. Gets to the outside, goes out of bounds. Gets to around the 4-yard line, gets a 1st down, so it's going to be 1st and goal. And they're going to spot the ball at the 2-yard line.
Wow.
So the Indians knocking at the door.
And Searles got out into space. All they did was just run stretch up the sideline.
We got an overtime game with Spring Hill and Liberty Ilu tied at 28. That's the last I heard.
And I think Taylor is the backup quarterback.
Yeah, he just fumbled the snap, and he's trying to get it in, and he's pushing, but the Bulldogs pushing back.
Get in. Touchdown.
And I think they gave a little bit too long on that, but we're going to get a touchdown for the Indians. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
I tell you, if Texas high school football had reviews in every single game but the state title game, that's one thing that I've been wanting, that I want to petition for. Tell you, hey,
they did a good job. They got down there. They scored. I guess they wanted to pull McCowan out and put Jermaine Taylor in the quarterback. Nunez is back to kick. Nunez for the point after attempt. Here's the snap. Kick is up.
That's
Kick
good.
is through. Kick is good. So with 10 minutes left in the ball game, your score, Bulldogs 70, Indians 29. Our touchdown sponsor is Precision Scanning. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Wimberley over Jarrell. Oh, man.
You're part of the high school girls soccer team in the class of 2024. Need to meet by the concession stand.
And we're back. Little score update. Winsboro final. Winsboro over Mount Vernon, 44-0. And that was a home game for Mount Vernon. So, but that puts Winsboro at 7-0 for the season.
Kidding me?
Yeah. So big game there.
Just get a quick update. China Spring, who's number 2, beats their rival Alvarado 64-28.
Wow.
Or is still beating them right now.
So the Indians are going to head out to kick. Nunez coming out. And we do have a running clock, by the way. So the clock is still running. We're at 9 minutes left in the ball game. So for those of you wondering why the fourth quarter is going to go so fast, that's why. Because we do have a running clock due to the score. Final in final in Pine Tree. White House 57, Pine Tree 35. There's the kick. It's going to be fair caught. And that's what? Who's that one? Oh, that's Blaylock. So Blaylock gets the fair catch. Final in Harmony 58-14 over Elysian Fields.
And Henderson is still up on Athens. Athens has the ball. It's 27-23 Henderson.
Wow.
With a minute and 7 left. That's one of the teams that, we may have to look out for. Henderson may be a sleeper. He
Yeah.
could get in that 4 spot.
Henderson's always a tough team.
Once again, if you're part of the girls soccer team, the high school girls soccer team in the class of 2024, you need to meet by the concession stand for cleanup after the game.
Griffin's in.
There's a a run out by Blaylock.
Oh, man, they missed a big penalty there.
Yeah. Well, and I think they're just trying to let it run. It's going to be a 2-yard gain there
Bring up the second and 10 for the Bulldogs.
by Blaylock.
Second and 8.
So it'll be 2nd down and 8. Griffin now at quarterback. Greenlee to his right.
That's
Snap.
a duo.
Hand off to Greenlee. Greenlee to the outside. Greenlee can run too, y'all. He breaks through but gets hit. And that's going to be number 88, Elijah Whitaker.
And Whitaker saved a touchdown.
Yes, he did.
Whitaker, if he doesn't trip him up, Greenlee's gone.
Right.
Wow.
And got a holding penalty. He's going to bring that one back. And so they're going to replay 2nd down. So we got a couple more finals. I think you said this one. Nacogdoches over Hallsville, 30-6. Mount Pleasant over Marshall, 17-7. Sulphur Springs over Nevada Community, 36-7. Here's the snap. There's Greenlee again. He trips up over a little self-tackleization, and yet another penalty flag comes in.
That's big.
Waiting to hear what this one is. And the clock is still running. Waiting on these referees to let us know what's going on.
All tracks picked up around the stand. Thank you very much for your help.
Illegal formation, offense, 5 in the backfield, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So another one on the Bulldogs, going to back him up. The clock is still running. Final Wills Point 42, Dallas Roosevelt 0. Emory Reigns losing to Commerce 32-8.
Wow.
Tatum 41 to 21 over Gladewater tonight, and there's a fumble snap as Griffin gets on top of it, and the Bulldogs are struggling, but that's going to back him up.
And check
It'll
out
be
this
third
score.
down and long.
And check out this score with me. Salina over North Dallas 70-0.
And that doesn't surprise me. Salina's tough. We got Westwood over Shepherd 49-14.
And Paris beats Kaufman 35-6.
And West Rusk, always a tough team. West Rusk 56-7 over Winona. Griffin back with the throw. Wide open receiver.
Oh!
And he misses it. He comes
Man.
back for it. Who's that, number 11?
Braylon.
That's Braylon Dean. Does a good job of stopping and trying to come back, and
He had it.
just couldn't. He got a good coverage there by number 7, Trent Powell of the Indians, and just couldn't get a hand on it, but he made a good stop and comeback and just couldn't do it. Got another big score for you. Newton over Hemphill 76-0.
And Athens scores. It's 30-27. Athens over 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 Henderson.
Hey man, your camera's off. And sorry
Oh,
everybody
mustard.
on Texan Live, we lost our camera feed. So trying to get that fixed, but we do have 3 minutes and 30 seconds left.
It's going to be a first down. And number
So-
4 muffed the ball.
So the Indians on that one, that's going to be number 4, Nehemiah Boyd, fumbled the ball. The Bulldogs got it back. And so they're going to have the ball once again, 1st and 10 in their own in Indian territory at the 48-yard line.
And another updated score. Burleson beats Corsicana 36-32.
3 minutes left in the ball game. I'm apologize for those on Texan Live. It is the 4th quarter, and we do have
Wow, what a catch. Braylon Dean.
Braylon Dean with a catch. We have an injured player, and there's our camera feed back up. So we have an injury timeout on the field. So we're going to take a short break. Injury timeout brought to you by Murphy Century 21. We'll be right back. That's all right. We'll do what we can. We only have 2.5 minutes left, so do what we got to do.
Yeah, so this game is lasting long as these batteries are lasting.
And we are back. Luckily, the player popped right up. Well, didn't pop right up, but he got up and off the field on his own power. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Griffin and Greenlee in the backfield. Man in motion.
Braylon Dean.
Hand off to Braylon Dean. And
Oh,
he's
he
met in the
stood up.
backfield, and
May lose a yard.
a good job. That's going to be Jared Hallman. And a good job by Hallman and company of the Indians to make that stop. And a loss of 1 sends the Bulldogs backwards. And we're just under 2 minutes left to play here in the ball game at Bulldog Stadium. 70-29 is your score.
Just a quick score update. Lancaster beats Tyler Hyde 34-20.
Handoff up the middle, Greenlee. Greenlee gets hit. Once again, number 23, Jared Hallman. But they do manage to gain some yardage. So that'll bring up 3rd down at about 8 for the Bulldogs.
They're going to roll the clock.
And injury timeout again.
Braylon out. He's down.
So with the player down, we'll be right back to Bulldog Stadium. Don't go away. So it's going to be 3rd down and 8 for the Bulldogs. 1:15 left in the ball game. Reardon gets the ball and gets hit in the backfield. And once again, man, Jared Hallman is everywhere for this defense. And it's a loss on the play. So that'll bring up 4th down and long. And about 20 seconds between, about a 21 second difference in the play clock and the game clock. So I think they're going to let it run down as long as they can and then kick the ball. And maybe not.
And let the clock run.
And I think that's what they're going to do, Christian. I think they're going to let the clock run. And it's going to end this ball game.
What an impressive win. Chapel Hill still #1.
Yep, and they make a really good win. Jacksonville, though, you can't count them out on that. You can't let the score fool you. They played a great game. They came out just guns a-blazing, and so I have to give them a little bit of props for playing as well as they did. 70-29 is your final, and so I want to thank Christian for being with me today. It's his first game with us here on NetSN. He's going to be with me for the rest of the season, hopefully, and maybe off into the playoffs. And so we'll be able to do that. But we're going to be next week in Lindale with the Bulldogs, Christian and myself. We're going to head that way and bring you that action. So for myself and Christian and Rob, we want to thank you for joining us. It's going to be all for us here at Bulldog Stadium. Hey, have a great weekend. We'll see you back on Friday Night Lights with NetSN. Y'all have a great weekend.